at least the guys over at Team Ninja didn't f it up, especially the PC port. Great PC port, had a blast, barely issues, well, barely to no issues. Ran fine, ran well. Good. But, seriously, for f***'s sake, for f***'s sake. So, today we're going to be taking a look at Dead or Alive 6, the 6th latest installment of the mainline Dead or Alive franchise. Not only that, but released to kick off the month of March. And yeah, I had a blast with Dead or Alive 6, and however, I would go ahead and talk about Dead or Alive 6 and all the other games in the Dead or Alive franchise having a rocky road. However, that's not the real problem. The real elephant in the room is something that I am planning on covering first. Because here's where I'm going to have to starting off with the bad here, because this is hugely urgent and Koei Tecmo needs to figure something out. Both Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo. Because seriously. Now, there has been rumors about how there are no break-blow face cams for Hanoka, Nico, and Murray Rose. And yeah, I ended up figuring out about that, and it seemed to be kind of true. They didn't add in the face cams for Nico, Murray Rose, and Hanoka. And I don't really know why. I don't know why. But however, at the same time, they could have just went for the entire female cast of Dead or Alive 6. But no, they just kept it at those three. Just... wow. Kinda sucks for those who dare try to get this game censored. But, however, the joke's on them. The only thing that's censored out are the face cams for Nico, Hanoka, and Murray Rose. The game still retains the fan service. And, yeah. It still has the little physics and whatnot. Boing, boing, boing. Yeah. And, of course, there are some, interesting costumes. So, they haven't toned things down for Dead or Alive 6. So, that's really good. However, that's not the real issue here. That's just a little big flaw. Nothing else. The other flaw, on the other hand, are the DLC practices. And that need to be changed, because I see a lot of arguments, and I can see where people come from. And I hate to break it to you, you really cannot be coming out with season passes that cost $93 goddamn dollars. Seriously, I get that the DLC, excluding DLC characters such as Mai Shiranui and that other character, I mean, according to their announcement at EVO, alright? Minus the DLC characters, it's just mostly just cosmetic DLCs, where it's just outfit DLCs. And I'm glad they just kept it at the outfit DLCs. That's pretty great. And it's kind of like how it does in League. Hey, you kept the microtransactions at the cosmetic, or you have DLC outfits for your characters. Okay, that's good. Good. And I'm glad to see that. But, however, I get that it's cosmetics, but you gotta stop with the $93 DLC, alright? I really hate to break it to you, you really need to start selling out cheaper DLCs. Because basically they're just cosmetic DLCs and nothing else. They don't add expansion to the level. I don't know. The DLC practices, alright, they're an issue. But the biggest issue that Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja need to fix ASAP is the way you unlock costumes. Now, in previous installments, you just go through an arcade run or a survival run or a story run or a tag arcade run or a survival run. You'll unlock one outfit for your character that you picked, right? Well, in Dead or Alive 6, there's two things you need to do. You have to collect the required number of costume parts per outfit, then craft the costume by paying your in-game currency that you earn while playing the game, doing some things. Okay? So, they're called Fight Gold. So you spend your Fight Gold and then you unlock the costume there. However, the costume parts, the number of required costume parts for specific costumes range from 200 to 1,000. Okay, so that's just an extra step, right? It becomes more than an extra step. If you were to go through an arcade run, you're not gonna get you're gonna get way less than 10 or way less than 20. I ended up getting less than 20 costume parts per arcade run. I even went through hard mode as Hitomi. And I was like, oh, I got five costume parts. And however, just because you pick the character means that you get the costume parts for the outfits of the character that you picked, right? Well, that is if you're lucky. Because how you get the costume parts is completely randomized. It doesn't matter who you picked. If you were lucky, you would have gotten the costume parts for one of Hitomi's costumes. But no, if you're not lucky and you don't end up with a costume part for Hitomi, you are more likely to get a different character. Like, say for example, you go through an arcade run as Kokoro and you end up getting costume parts for an outfit for Bass. It's randomized. And the number that you get, keep in mind you, are below 10 or below 20. Or actually below 10. Yeah, below 10. As for online play, you're going to get 10s, 20s. That's good. Per online match. And pretty much it won't matter if you lose, you still get the costume parts. That's great. That's great. Online play. It doesn't matter if you win or lose, that's how you get it. But like I said, keep in mind that the number of costume parts required to unlock an outfit range from 200 to 1,000. Where you're about to see me go insane describing this situation is just a clear amount of sign for you to figure out that the costume unlocking system is a f***ing nightmare. A complete f***ing nightmare. I came home from doing errands and having to follow mom from the apartment. I had a long day of errands from left and right. I came home, booted up my computer, and booted up Dead or Alive 6. Playing around here, I was hoping I was going to get outfits for Hanoka and Kokoro, but no, it's more f***ing complex than that. And so far, I've gotten outfits mostly for f***ing Christy. And yeah, Christy, everybody likes her. I do understand why people like her. Hey, your game. But I wanted to unlock outfits for Kokoro and Hanoka. And I was so damn lucky I got me a costume unlock for Neo Tengu. So, and however, how was I able to unlock costumes for over the weekend? Yeah, I have to spend all day. It's the DOA quest mode that gets you hundreds, 200, even up to 500 costume part points. For crying out loud. Koei Tecmo, Team Ninja, they need to fix this. Because really, I hate to break it to you, what are they expecting me to do? Come out of my room, growing a beard, making me look like Jesus Christ? Because I finally unlocked all of the outfits for Hanoka, Kokoro, Helena, and Neo Tengu? I mean, I get that you want to increase the game's replayability, but there's that, and then there's doing this costume unlock system that you have on Dead or Alive 6 now. That needs to be fixed. Otherwise, I'm going f***ing insane. I needed a breather because I lost control. Now that I got what I hate about the game out of the way, let's talk about what Dead or Alive 6 provides. That's not the costume unlock system, which is annoying as hell. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about the gameplay. Alright? Now, in terms of gameplay, the game is still fun. The game is still fantastic. It's fun, chaotic, great. It is still great. It's still a fun game to play. And I've had a blast with it. I still enjoyed the game over the weekend. Alright? However, there is some new stuff that's been added, such as a special button alongside your traditional holds, throws, punches, and kicks. However, and there's like a few additional things known as the break hold in the break blow, which is basically like a super hold, and also a super move, where you could get face cams of people getting punched in the face or getting punched in the gut. But, however, the gameplay is still fun, still great, and those new additions kind of give you an incentive, kind of adds more strategy, so that's good. It's still traditional, and it's still fun, and it's great. However, your modes to pick from are basically your story mode, which is alright. It may be a little bit short for some, but it's alright. Alright, the main line is okay. However, for the side stories for the other characters, they're really great. They end up just saving the day. And really there's that story bit. And also there is the Dead or Alive quest mode, where you can go through specific missions and basically try to 3-star all of them as you get hundreds, even up to 500 costume parts to unlock your character. I really do not want to mention that costume unlock system. It's getting under my skin. And, however, you get your arcade, time attack, survival, and you do have your training modes. However, it would be nice if the game actually brought back tag battles, just like the previous Dead or Alive games. I mean, come on. You gotta... But, however, there is plenty of single-player content. There is plenty of offline content. As for online, you do have ranked matches. But, however, there is word that there will be other multiplayer modes added later down the line, such as like lobby mode, or like a player match. All right, non-ranked match. But right now, the only thing we can find so far is ranked match. But, however, speaking of the online multiplayer, I've had a blast with the multiplayer. I barely had issues with lag. Went well, went smooth, had a blast. The netcode was fantastic, and I was going through online matches after another, and pretty much it didn't matter if I win or lost. All that matters is that the internet good. The internet connection was good. There was barely lag. And, yeah, fun. It's great. Things went well online. Barely things went wrong. So, the net play is great. Now, for Dead or Alive 6's design. Now, there is some revamped stuff from left and right, the character models and all that. And pretty much the game looks fantastic. The game still retains being fantastic as ever. And however, the selection of stages are great and brilliant. They all bloom with good level design, and they're insane. They're more lively, and it just adds to Dead or Alive's chaotic gameplay. And however, the music of the game is great, brilliantly orchestrated, gets your blood pumping, and it's great. As for the sound quality, I never ran into any issues, so I had a blast with the sound quality. Alright, the sound quality went great, and it retains the traditional from previous installments. And, of course, the character designs still stay strong, so everything in terms of design ends up still staying strong, and thank goodness for that. Okay, so now a lot of people have been asking, okay, is this game toned down? Is this game toned down? It is not toned down. Well, barely toned down, alright? Because of the face cams being absent for Nico, Marie Rose, and Hanoka. But, however, you can toggle stuff in the settings, which is pretty much how I ended up figuring out why the face cams keep getting, like, blurred out, until I ended up finding out that there was an option to turn it off. So if you go to the settings, you'll end up finding you can toggle out what you want and what you don't want. If you don't like the jigglies, you can turn that off. If you like the jigglies, keep it on. If you don't like close-ups of your character getting their face smashed in, pardon my grammar, you can toggle that off. Actually, as a matter of fact, when I kind of realized that the little face cams are absent, I ended up having to go through the settings and turn that on, and then I finally got that. So everything's all settled through settings. So with that done, you kind of need to jump in and go through the settings and see what you want. And play with the settings. Now, as I go ahead and made the calculations and tallied up, the overall rating for Dead or Alive 6 is 75%, thus scoring it a C+. Dead or Alive 6 is a great game, a fun game. I had a blast. The PC port was great. It ran fantastic. But, however, the love-hate relationship kicks in when we're kind of alongside the absence of tag battles, which really, come on, if you added in tag battles, that's a step, but the biggest step you might want to consider taking is fixing that costume unlock system, and that is where that love-hate relationship comes in alongside the absence of tag battles. Koei Tecmo needs to fix that costume unlock system ASAP. They need to fix it. Yeah. So, right now, Dead or Alive 6, it's a great game. But, however, for a lot of people, there's this love-hate relationship that's going to be kicked in, like I said again. And with that love-hate relationship, people are going to be like, hey, I'm just going to stay at Dead or Alive 5 last round. And there's situations here. Every time I talk about that costume unlock system, I lose my mind. It needs to be fixed ASAP. It needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. Like ASAP. Needs to be fixed. But, however, Dead or Alive 6 is still a fantastic, fun game, really fun, and these modes are worth your visit. And, of course, you're going to be having a good time with this game. You're going to be having fun with this game. It's still fun, chaotic, and brilliant. However, if you want to get this game while it's at its launch discount over on Steam and pay the $54, that's pretty good. Or if you want to go ahead and get Neo Tengu, if you're like a big fan of Neo Tengu, you'll rush to buy this game now. However, otherwise, if you want to wait till a sale, I understand. I can see where you're coming from. Okay, so, Dead or Alive 6, that is all, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out. And like I said, I'll see you in the next video, because I'm doing what I can to make March 2019 defining. Just like how I'm making 2019 a defining year. Anyway, with that said, I'll see you in the next video.